and welcome to the Mustang Roundup. I'm head coach Mike Benton of the Ridgeview Mustangs, Ridgeview High School, Colfax, Illinois. On Friday, September 14th, the Mustangs took on the GCMS Falcons. And as you can see on this first play, we got off to a really bad start as the kickoff was run back by the Falcons to take an early 6-0 lead on the Mustangs. On our first series, moved the ball a little bit. Didn't do a really great job up front. You got to give their kids credit. They did a nice job of slowing us down. We did a pretty good job of slowing their running game down, and I felt really good about our pass defense Friday night. We held him to three receptions, and we intercepted him 3 times. So they had a pretty good quarterback coming in. This is a nice play here by William Tinsley. The ball's tipped by Josh Weir. William picks it off as a nice return. And set us up in pretty good field position. Josh was our workhorse. He ran the ball 26 times for 110 yards on the night, 2 touchdowns. Josh had a really good night running the ball. Not a lot of big, long runs, but a lot of tough 4- and 5-yard runs, and Josh did a nice job. They tried to get outside a lot. They did a nice job here. Wes Young stays home real well and makes the tackle for loss on the running back. Schultz does a great job there. Okay, later in this first quarter, Jonah Long carries a counter for about 5-6 yards. Jonah's carries were kind of limited on the night. Had 5 carries for the night. And then our star of the night was Zach Walker. Zach had a really good night running the ball, 10 carries for 129 yards, and this touchdown, he had a 54-yard touchdown here. Shows off his speed a little bit, does a nice job. Very well blocked. Very good job on the play side by our offensive line. And on the extra point, Josh Weir takes it in, which gives the Mustangs an 8-6 lead in the first quarter. Okay, we decided to kick it off deep again a second time, and it turned out to be a poor decision on our part. Kicked it to the same kid, number 5, and you got to give him a lot of credit, and you got to give GCMS a lot of credit. He did a nice job blocking here. We don't do a real good job staying in our lanes. Our discipline in our lanes isn't very good. Luckily, Jonah Long does a really nice job of chasing him down, gets the angle on him, makes a great touchdown-saving tackle. One thing I was real proud of Friday night was our defense. Our defense played very well. Other than a few little breakdowns, I thought our defense played very well. Shut their running game down. They weren't able to get a lot of big gainers on us. Most of their gains were 2-3 yards. We forced them to throw quite a bit. This is a good play here by 6'7" Will Weber. Will gets his hands up, knocks the ball down, and really frustrated their quarterback all night. He wasn't able to do a lot of things he wanted to do. That's a good run here by Josh Weir. Good surge by our offensive line. That was pretty much our offense Friday night. We had a lot of straight-ahead runs. Offensive line did a good job of knocking them off the ball, and backs did a nice job of keeping their legs working and driving. It's a nice run here by Zach Walker, a good 10-yard run off left tackle. Does a good job of squaring up, getting his shoulders square, and getting to the hole. And another run by Zach, a little bit of a high pitch. Zach cuts it back and gets a nice little run down the sidelines and sets up the Mustangs in scoring position. And Wes Young, our fullback, takes it in for the touchdown here, 2-yard run, and the Mustangs go up at this point. They go up 14-6. On our extra point conversion, we had a little pass play to the left called here, and Matt throws it up kind of for grabs, and it gets tipped, and Wes ends up catching it. It worked out really well for us. So the Mustangs go into the second quarter with a 16-6 lead. At this point, we decided to stop kicking the ball to number 5, so we squib kicked the rest of the night. And although we did give up some decent field position to him, we felt that was better than letting him return it all the way down to our 20 or scoring again. So we decided to kick away from him for the rest of the evening. Did a nice job again defensively. Our linebackers, Matt Barnes and Jordan Zielsdorf, did a great job of making a lot of tackles. Felt like our kids really played hard on defense the whole night. Matt Barnes here completes a pass out in the flat to Zach Walker. Zach makes a couple of real nice moves, picks up about 10 yards. And at the end of the half, we were just kind of happy to get out of there because we'd had a turnover, had an interception, and gave them a good chance. Third quarter came, and we thought we made some good adjustments, but you got to give Gibson City credit. Their kids played really hard, and they got after us a little bit, and they really won the third quarter. They played much better than we did. This is a good job here on the option by Jonah Long, tackling the quarterback. It helps when the pitch back is not in good pitch relationship with the quarterback. You can kind of go after one guy, and that's what he did there. Again, another pass by Matt out to the flat to Zach Walker. Zach makes a couple of nice moves there. A little sweep play here to Zach Walker. Zach gets outside. Unfortunately, we just couldn't pick up an extra block there at the end, but he gains 10 yards. Another bright spot for us Friday night was Josh Weir's punting. Josh did an excellent job punting the ball and really flipped the field position on them a few times. Did a nice job of keeping them in their own end of the field. This is a big play by them. The Schultz kid gets a nice run on a sweep. We just didn't do a real good job there of containing it and filling from the inside out. And at this point in the game, the quarterback Boma scores on this one. At this point in the game, it's a 3-point ball game. We're up 16-13, and it's kind of looking like they have all the momentum. Nice return here on kickoff by Zach Walker, and had a penalty, which gave us pretty good field position. Josh is able to get a pretty decent punt here all the way down to their sideline, and we're able to kind of pin them back a little bit. A little reverse here that they run. I thought our kids did a nice job of staying at home, especially Matt Barnes, linebacker. Matt really got our defense fired up in the fourth quarter. I felt like in the fourth quarter they had challenged us quite a bit, and our kids really stepped up. And I was very proud of the way our kids responded. Again, same series here. This is second down. On third down, they try a little sweep play. And we do a good job here containing. This time our kids did a really nice job, held him to about a 1-yard gain. And then Gibson decides to go for it on fourth down. And this is probably the play of the game. Wes Young does a great job here, sacks the quarterback. And I think they had the right play called. They might have just blocked it the wrong way, and Wes made a nice play. We ran a little inside trap counter here to our fullback and sprung him loose right at the beginning of this next series. And I thought that offensively, this play loosened them up quite a bit. They were playing pretty well defensively up to that point. We hadn't really done much the last couple series. So Wes gets a nice 63-yard run. And on the very next play, Josh Weir scores the touchdown to put the Mustangs up 24-13. Again, kickoff, we're keeping the ball on the ground low, forcing them to just kind of fall on it. Good field position for them, but probably would have been better if they'd have kicked, or if we kicked it to number 5 again. Zach Walker intercepts a pass here. Great job by Zach. Zach was probably player of the game for us Friday night. Made a lot of big plays. This was another example. And basically at this point, we had the ball again. Zach gets a nice run here, about 5-6 yards off tackle. Again, a little counter play to Wes Young, the same play we'd run earlier. This time we gained about 5-6 yards with it. On fourth down and 2, we decided to go for it in their territory and just ran a little off tackle play here. And Josh basically gets his shoulder pads down and runs over about 3 or 4 of their guys and is able to score a 35-yard touchdown run, which really broke the game open in the fourth quarter. Jonah Long scores the 2-point conversion to put the Mustangs up 32-13. At that point, the Falcons kind of got in desperation mode. They were throwing a lot of passes and trying to throw to the outside quick here, and our defense really rallies to the football well. I thought our pursuit was excellent all night. Good job here. And then this little play here out to the flat, Jonah Long makes an excellent tackle on number 5, the Schultz kid, and does a great job there. And then this is an outstanding interception here by Josh Weir. He jumps up, full extension, catches the ball, and then we get an additional 15 yards tacked on with the late hit, unsportsmanlike penalty on Gibson City. At this point, we just tried to run the clock and run the clock out. There was a couple minutes left, so we were running the ball straight ahead. Our quarterback, Matt Barnes, did an excellent job throughout the night of taking care of the football, and Wes Young finishes the game out with a couple of last runs. Got some of our reserves in on the offensive line. Another good punt here by Josh Weir. You'll see good coverage on the punt. He gets it off to the right. It's pretty much good bounce, and it's hard for them to field this one. And at the end of the game, we kind of forced them into their own territory. So great win for the Mustangs, 4-0 on the season now. Next week we play the Deer Creek Mackinac Chiefs at Mackinac, and we're looking forward to that one. And join us next week for another episode of the Mustang Roundup.